We know it's been a tough year for many Aussie families, with cost of living pressures front of mind. For a growing number of people, putting a present under the tree will mean missing a meal, and they're turning to food relief agencies to get by.
What we're really seeing is people are in absolute crisis.
There will be people out there right now who will be buying presents and not eating so they can give presents to their kids.
It's a silent epidemic. No one wants to admit they can't afford to put food on the table, especially at Christmas.
I've heard stories of people, in particular in the country areas, where they won't go to their local food relief centre, they'll go 20 kilometres down the road because they don't want people locally to know.
So many of the people that we do see are your everyday person. They're your neighbours, they're your people that you walk past or get served by or see in the street.
People say you can't miss your home loan repayment, you can't miss your rent repayment, you can't miss your insurance, you can't miss your gas bills, but you can miss a meal. And that's what's happening more than ever.
And what was in excess, we give out.
Need a mango for Christmas.
It's free food served with dignity.
And what about guacamole? Yeah.
Every Thursday morning, about 70 people line up outside the Mornington Support Centre on Melbourne's peninsula. It's not quite a supermarket, but it comes close.
We literally fill people's cupboards.
These locals are doing their weekly grocery shop.
Do you want me to carry that to your car?
Shelley Dewison-Bogue used to be one of them. Now she gets paid to help.
So we emigrated from the UK, first moved to Australia, couldn't afford to eat, so literally started using the fresh food program. So anything that isn't good enough to eat, we have volunteers or clients that might make a chutney. We give out jars of chutney and marmalades and any produce that souses. Literally, nothing goes to waste.
So in some of this stuff, like you might not see this on the supermarket shelf because it's a little bit damaged, but you're taking these products.
Yep, and putting them to good use because they still taste exactly the same.
Yep.
Or people might, not eat it as a part of a salad, but they might go home and cook it up and put it in a soup. So it's just making sure we don't have waste and that people are fed.
What we've seen over the last 12 months or so is about a 40% increase in demand for food relief.
That's on top of a
165% increase in demand since pre-COVID, which for us is just unsustainable.
Ben Smith is CEO at the community centre. He's teamed up with food charity Second Bite to take its food relief programs further. He's used to seeing pensioners on delivery day, but says the faces coming through the doors are changing.
Our biggest area of demand is actually between the sort of 35 to 65, the people who are generally of working age, who might be raising a family. We've never ever seen it as bad as this on the ground.
How's it all travelling this morning? Very busy. So we actually collect 25 million kilos of fresh fruit and veggies across Australia, and all of it's given away for free.
Daniel Moorfield is CEO at Second Bite.
We collect food from supermarkets, farmers, growers, manufacturers. We take that food and we distribute it free to over 1,400 charities all across Australia.
A recent survey of more than 350 of those charity partners found a 77% increase in double-income families seeking out food relief. And 2 in 5 charities have reported turning people away empty-handed.
Our research has shown in the last 6 months, 30% of Australians have missed a meal because of cost of living pressures.
I literally couldn't afford a cauliflower from the supermarkets. It was 50p in the UK, $5 when I moved here. Couldn't afford to.
When Shelley moved to Australia in 2014, she wouldn't have been able to survive if it wasn't for Second Bite and the community centre.
Used it for like 6-7 weeks and then always said I'll give back. So yeah, then ended up helping run the program, which was awesome.
And what did it mean to you over that period?
Literally, what it actually meant for me is that I could then afford to give my kids swimming lessons. I just felt welcomed, and that's something that I now promote when we run our place. You just need to treat everybody with respect and dignity.
2 years ago, we had 120 volunteers. Today, it's well over 250. People want to make sure that their neighbours are cared for.
While there's no lack of on-the-ground support, the not-for-profits want to see a push from governments to make the process from farm to plate a lot easier.
For a farmer right now, it is actually easier for them to plough their food back into the soil than actually to donate it. If we could provide tax relief for the farmer to actually donate that food, that would be a greater incentive and provide more food for people who need it most.
Every year in Australia, 7.6 million tonnes of food goes to waste. That's enough to fill the MCG 10 times over, and most of it is good enough to eat.
We're really concerned about what the next year or two might look like if the trajectory and the trend continues.
But if these guys have anything to do with it, for now, tummies and Christmas tables will be full.
You know, a leg of ham is going to make the world of difference to their Christmas.
So thanks to you guys, they've got a Christmas lunch sorted.
Yes, exactly.
What they're doing just makes so much sense, doesn't it? And thank goodness for all of the charities and the organisations helping out those in need, particularly at this time of year.